Hello, is the Sinister Gambling here with a new stream? In the stream, are you doing my Reddit Online event on stream for the month for Reddit Online, whatever, like, introduction kind of thing I do, I kind of forget now. But yes. Sorry if the intro was a little bit delayed there compared to usual, by the way, but one of my streams from the PS5 streaming kind of malfunctioned. Like, I did my previous GTA Online stream one time, but didn't even, like, go all the way through, so I had to, like, do it all over again, so... Intros might take more like 15 seconds or whatever, instead of like 5 or 10, I don't know. Get started, whatever. But yeah, I'll start off with some of the, like, benefit section stuff. But I'll go into title actually first. But yes, for the title, I went for triple rewards, the money and XP for the Moonshine story missions. Now I would have won 2 times money XP for the Moonshiner sales, but I already did that as a title for the Skelding's contract DLC. I know there it says 2 times money for Moonshiner sales, but I went further down on the news where it looks like the sales are 2 times money and XP, contrary to what it says on here right now. But yeah. Moonshiner story missions, unfortunately, you do have to go into like the pause menu for stuff like that. So it does kind of like limit the potential, I feel, of the Moonshine story missions. Yeah, any of these 5 Life of Shine missions basically is what's on the 3 times money XP on the title. And yeah, obviously, as per usual, the hard Rufus difficulties is higher difficulty, higher to pay and whatnot. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of doubt the pay is super worth it. I don't know. In triple, maybe you can get like low, like hundreds or and stuff like that. Maybe. Perhaps it could be an okay money method, because you have to go into like separate lobbies and stuff for these different story missions. You don't do it like entirely in like free mode. It really just ruins the money potential of them, unfortunately. And also something with the mission story missions, if I recall, it's similar to like legendary bounties and stuff, where I think you can only do one every set amount of time as well, if I recall correctly, which is kind of crazy for like these kind of story missions. Just nothing of the sorts like that, I believe, for GTA Online. All those contact missions are like the pause menu. I think you can replay whenever you want, for example. But I do believe these do have cooldowns, I believe. You can only do them like once in a while. It's not like per mission. I think if you do like one mission, there is a cooldown. That's stuff I recall remembering about that. It's been a long time since doing it. Like, me playing them since pretty much the beginning of the Moonshiner's DLC or during that exact update. I think I'll go into here now. But yes, the Moonshiner bonuses going through July 3rd here. That will be when the event month here expires. Moonshine definitely here seems to be the focus. But yeah, pretty much mentioned pretty much anything I can think of for Moonshiner's story missions. Honestly, it's been a while since playing them, so I don't know like which ones would be better than others. I have a whole like stream or two where I play all the like Moonshiner's story missions pretty in depth from like years back and stuff. Honestly, I don't feel it's necessarily too difficult of a mission as far as I recall. Honestly, any of them could probably be pretty good. I wouldn't doubt there's like 1 or 2 that might be better than the rest or something, kind of similar to like GTA Online 6 and whatnot. And yeah, dollar money XP for dimension sales. Those are all done directly in free mode. Obviously, like your typical business sales from GTA Online, for example. Those are definitely some damn nice money. As for sale advice, there's one location that kind of basically works better than the rest for a Moonshine Shack location, from what I've heard, and that's the one that I have here over in Emerald Ranch. I can confirm as well, I do recall there being a sell mission that goes right to Emerald Station. So if you have this Moonshine Shack and you get the Emerald Station sale, that's pretty much the best one I've heard of. Because that's literally no distance at all. So that alone I think makes it very worthwhile to go for this location here. Some way of relocating it, certainly. If you aren't already there. That's some advice of the sales. I wouldn't remember exact money amounts you can make and stuff, but yeah. I'm kind of thinking it's not necessarily as great money amounts as a trader per se, but it should still be something pretty alright. Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, the main focus this time around that should be prioritized. Regardless. And then, yeah, triple XP every coin Moonshine or bootleg missions. Unfortunately, it looks like it's only an XP thing, there's no money thing at all, whatever, for the Moonshine bootleg missions. Assuming you ever even really get money from that all in the first place. Bootleg missions, I'm pretty sure those are just free mode missions that you can accept through Magfike when you go to your Moonshine Shack. Not ones that go to Super Lobby, but are actually in free mode. So if you're needing a level up to Moonshiner, that would clearly be a better XP method, I would argue for sure, over the story missions. Story missions you really want to do for money making, and it's probably something you could kind of consider doing while your Moonshine produces for your sales. But yeah, Moonshine's definitely going to be having to take time to produce, so while that happens, perhaps the Moonshine story missions would then be the thing worth doing then. That's the way I look at it here. But if we're ranking up for sure, if for some reason you still need to rank up the Moonshine role, then definitely I would say the Moonshine sales when you can do them. Otherwise, switch on and off of the bootleg missions and all that. And yeah, purchase or customize a Moonshine Shack at a discount. Apparently Moonshine Shack will be 10 gold bars off. I know for a fact it's definitely 25 gold bars for Moonshine Shack. I think the most expensive is if you combine the regular and the prestigious bounty hunter license, and I think that's 30. A couple rolls before that combination was 25, and then I think the original couple were 15 for sure. So I'm very confident that it's 25 normally, 10 gold bars off, that would be 15. So essentially you're getting a 40% off discount on the Moonshine Shack. And your location advice, I'd definitely say the one that I have, so you can get that really convenient Emerald Station cell mission by chance. And it looks like it's going to be a 50% off of all themes. Yeah, themes as would sound, it's definitely totally just a cosmetic kind of thing, nothing too crazy to care about per se. For the discount there, so much better things we could be prioritizing for discounts and whatnot, I would assume. And 30% off of base mash price. So producing mash, whatever, basically what gets your moonshine created, from what I remember, is definitely going to be the 30% off thing there. I think that's essentially the same thing as like resupplies, kind of. In a sense, it's basically what gets your moonshine produced again, yes. I can swear on it, so that's totally going to be very worth it. That's a good discount as well, just like the moonshine stack. And relocating if you don't already like have your location to that one next to the Emerald Station cell mission that I highly recommend going for. Relocating will also cost 30% less than usual. I don't know what I'm hearing outside again there. Let me look the phone. Like in my real life and shit, but yeah. And then here, there's a couple of different things here and whatnot. But yes, you can earn offers through below challenges here. Destroying 5 revenue agent roadblocks any week this month apparently gets you offer for 50% off any weapon. Any weapon stuff, only a lot of nice stuff there. So I give a couple or a few maybe weapon recommendations then for those that might not be as familiarized with the game. But yes, in particular, if you are looking for a revolver, I do kind of feel a matte revolver for sure is one of your better options. For the utility alone, you have the shell here for shotguns. Shell. It's basically your traditional revolver, except you have the option for one shotgun slug, shotgun shell. Definitely the most utility you'll get of a revolver, I would say. Otherwise, for like a powerful revolver, I'm pretty sure I've heard of like the Schofield if you're going for like raw power, not necessarily like a gimmick like on that revolver. Definitely a very high recommendation here with the Evans repeater. It's pretty much got the most magazine capacity in the game with like 26. And it's their typical like repeater. Repeaters are definitely some of the most like average weapons of the game. Definitely some of your most useful weapon types in the game here with the repeater class. Yes, definitely an apartment rifle for sure as well. Apartment rifle has some very damn nice utility when it comes to different things you can hunt. It's pretty good for certain small game animals and stuff, like things like rabbits and like maybe like skunks, kind of like small sized animals, stuff like that. Basically any small animal that like small game arrows don't really work on. There's some other long arms I pretty much want to mention as well. I want to show something else here too, at least. Power-wise, I think the Navy Revolver can definitely be quite a nice one for power, at least. Similar to the Schofield, by the way, on Revolver class. Yeah, for pistol, I would probably just recommend the most expensive one with the Mauser pistol. Honestly, not really too sure there's much of a reason to want to use a pistol over a revolver, really. But yeah, semi-shotgun is the only dual-wieldable shotguns for sure, so those are totally worth it. Being the only shotgun of its type where you can dual wield them and whatnot. I think that's pretty much going to be it for sidearm advice there. And then, yeah. I think between two sniper rifles, I gotta say probably the Carcano rifle, just because that's a 6 ammo capacity. I think rolling block is single shot, so you might be having to reload that one quite frequently. Single shot could perhaps have its own advantages though. I would probably say Carcano, since it's the last rank unlockable weapon at like rank 50, so it's gotta be pretty good because of that. Elephant rifle is a very good one from like the Natros DLC. It was pretty much designed to be pretty good for hunting your legendary animals where you don't have the ability to lock on. But definitely one of your more interesting rifle options in addition to like the farming rifle with some pretty nice utility and like the legendary animal hunting. It's pretty much designed for legendary animals where you cannot lock on. For like a shotgun, like a more traditional shotgun, probably something like a repeating shotgun would probably be one of your better shotgun options. For a long arm one there. Yeah, regular bow and the improved bow really can all be pretty good here. Seems to mainly get accuracy increases, it looks like, with your improved bows. Like, either of them are honestly pretty good. And that's probably what I'm gonna do it for weapon advice. By weapons, I don't know if they mean just purely actual, like, guns and stuff, so I'm not gonna really go into, like, throwables and stuff like that. Lightweight weapons generally aren't gonna be the most useful, so I don't really think there's so much to go over there, and yeah. Weapons, it could maybe include throwables, but when they say weapons, it could just mean, like, firearms and stuff, maybe. Already mentioned quite a lot of different weapons here for that, like, offer thing that can be obtained, so I think I'm just gonna stop there for sure with that. Wait, sorry, one more than that. It could mean a lot of stuff when it says weapon. It could literally mean any weapon. Could literally mean any weapon, or it could mean like any catalog weapon, not like any fence weapon or anything like that. Per se, never know. So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna be done with that for sure. Then winning a showdown mode will apparently get you an offer for 40% off an established or distinguished Moonshine role item. And I think for the entire like event month, there is stuff going on with the featured series. If you're going to play any showdown mode, you should probably choose featured series. for the best possible rewards. That'll be for another time for explaining more here a little bit later in the stream. So that's gonna be more lucrative in your ever sense of showdown mode, just saying basically. Yeah, when you showdown mode will get you offered for 40% off any established or distinguished Moonshine roll item. Which is basically like rank 10 or like rank 11. I'm thinking more rank 11 to rank 20 for the Moonshine roll. So a lot of your better stuff for sure. And takes from the later half. I mean, it's not always necessarily best to be taken from the later page, especially distinguishes that's for horses don't really tend to be that good. From what I remember, so maybe mainly established would be what you may want to take from. But even then, Moonshine actually has some of the better roll horses, I'll explain. Pretty certain I recall. Alright, yeah, rank 11 to 20. That was like the second range I mentioned. We had a 40% off offer here, some advice here. Okay, this one's 8 gold bars, so at least you can save on the gold bars. So if you already have a lot of the, like, if not like all of the actual, like, useful stuff, and you only really have cosmetics to go for, then sure, something that's gold cost can definitely be quite a nice one. These Norfolk Roadsters would not necessarily be worth your while. I'd probably go for something else, as I'll explain later on. Complete cosmetic outfit here, but it is in cash, so not necessarily one of your more better options to choose. Haircut one could kind of be one of the more worthwhile cosmetics similar to the monocle here, since it is in gold. But I probably only get like 1 gold instead of 2 gold, so it's not that significant nevertheless. But it's a premium currency, which is a more rare currency, pretty much. Whereas cash is much more easier to get, pretty much. Polished copper upgrade, that will get you the strongest possible Moonshine. That's totally going to be very worth it if for some reason you are not someone to have that quite yet. And the 11's holster here, offhand holster. Those are what actually allow you to dual wield in the game. So for those possibly wondering how you wield 2 sidearms, if for some reason you have not got that yet, you get that by an offhand holster, so therefore that is something that could be pretty worth picking up if it's your first offhand holster. Any duplicate offhand holsters from there, I think if you already have one though, is pretty much just a cosmetic like any other clothing item though, pretty much. So definitely could be one of the more worthwhile ones here. So I'd say mainly the strong Moonshine polished copper upgrade here for sure. Then probably this. And from best to worst, this. Then probably just this, and then those. And then Distinguished here, you only get a few things here. Distinguished does not really tend to be all that impressive, unfortunately. The only real huge selling point in Distinguished usually is like the best of the like courses, really. A complete cosmetic outfit here, that's in cash. Complete cosmetic email in cash. Complete cosmetic hat in cash as well. All those are cash, they're not even into like premium gold currency. So unless you don't really have anything much better to choose from, then unless you don't really have much of anything better to choose besides for cosmetics, then I probably wouldn't go for any of those, whatever. And last but not least, the best of the Norfolk Roadster horses, actually. And the Norfolk Roadsters are actually one of your better horse options in the game, believe it or not. I don't necessarily think I have a Norfolk Roadster of the best kind myself. I might be able to show it off, I'm not sure. But I'll explain it nevertheless. Wait, what? How do I have like two things in here with the... And I didn't mean Possium and stable here. Alright. The way I named it seems like it's probably Bounty Hunter, and this gotta be a collector horse. I haven't bought horses in a while because quite frankly, I don't really care to play the game when they basically killed the game anyways, aside for these event month streams, pretty much. And these aren't really it at all. I'm definitely starting here. Wait, what? No, this thing's supposed to have level 10, like, level 4. Or self is it not? I don't know, level 4, I could swear. Could be a glitch in this game, I don't know. Yeah, no, it does have a level 10. But yeah, that may be a little hint at what I'm trying to suggest here. Yeah, my Saber Turbo here, that's like a Mustang horse, and those are most known for having the best visible stats. So like your horse stamina and like horse health. Ones you see on like the core section here, and those Mustangs from my Bounty Hunter expansion kind of be best for that. But what's best for your more hidden stats? But yes, apparently those best Norfolk Roadsters are actually your best options for speed and acceleration, apparently. So that's what the Norfolk Roadsters are most known for. They're kind of your best speed acceleration options, whatever down there. So they could be some of your better options for certain races and stuff, perhaps. Well, horses aren't as big of a deal as like vehicles in GTA Online per se, but still kind of want to be sure to explain as best as I can, like if something's worth or not. Yes, the Norfolk Roadsters are pretty much the best roll horses in the game when it comes to the distinguished kit here. No other roll horses pretty much compare apparently when it comes to these Norfolk Roadsters. For the speed acceleration at least. Should take care of the advice for established distinguished entirely here now for the offer thing there. By winning the showdown mode. And yeah, you do have to actually win the showdown mode if it wasn't clear. It's not just participating in it. It could be a little bit annoying to go for, so make sure you play some sort of showdown mode that you think you're pretty good at or some shit. And then completing any free roam event this month apparently will get you offered for 40% off an ability card upgrade. So talk a little bit about that as well here. I kind of like my kit personally. Might not necessarily be the best kit out there, but I do like my set of stuff. Painted black, I like painted black here. It's basically just a story mode, like Deadeye. If it's the Deadeye in story mode, if it's just anyone from like Red Dead Redemption 2 to story mode, and then also the one in like the first Red Dead Redemption stuff, it's gotta be pretty good. Being able to paint targets, getting like more automatic aim. Could even be your only source of kind of automatic aim for maybe like hardcore kind of game modes and stuff like that. If it works like in hardcore stuff, like hardcore telegrams and stuff like that, maybe it could make stuff like that a lot easier. If it works in that kind of stuff. It kind of says that's an ability card and these. That's in some 40s you can kind of choose from for ability card upgrades. So regenerating health with Deadeye doesn't not necessarily to me seem like one of your better options there for sure. A damage increase for you and your posse members, it sounds like it would kind of work solo as well for more on-off players like myself. That could be quite a good one. That could be why I even have that one. Like, used at least. Seems I kind of own all of them already here. Sounds steady. Damage draining to that eye seems like quite this, like, negative effect there. So I'm honestly going to say it sounds steady, perhaps isn't not too great. This headshots won't kill you all right now. That's something, I guess. Okay, better health regeneration, But yeah, I think the ever really good one is that for painted black. The ever really good ones that for painted black is pretty much Slippery Bastard from what I know. And that's one that I active enemies are significantly less accurate when shooting at you. But your accuracy is also significantly reduced. And then dramatically increase that I drain. Sure, you're a whole lot less accurate, but that could be a whole lot more survivability, which is always quite nice. So I'd probably say Slippery Bastard or Painted Black would be some of your better Deadeye options. In a very particular circumstance there with wielding. The wielding isn't necessarily the most practical thing. I feel long arms tend to be more useful. More damage on horseback. Definitely a lot more of a convenient like situation to fulfill, I would say, than that probably. Alright, scope stuff, not necessarily really the most beneficial. Since you could want more like proper lock-on capability instead of like being on a scope. Closer to death for more damage, it's quite the risk reward one there. Probably wouldn't prioritize that. Wait, waiting for seconds between shots to increase damage? Are you serious? That seems inconvenient. Less damage for range? You're probably mostly going to be using something like a repeater. You're usually probably going to be shooting things far away more than up close, where your personal character's health is going to be a lot more risky. Lasso damage? This one could even maybe be kind of coward. This could even be kind of counterintuitive with some of the bounty stuff. I'm not sure how that works with some like the bounty hunter stuff per se. So it could be a little risky for bounty hunter for all I know. Yeah, because I could shot on the same target, I think definitely would be kind of the best. Since you want to be usually shooting targets multiple times, and when it's not a headshot, basically gives you a lot more insurance when you don't get a headshot on a target. I think that's easily going to be your best combat one there. Yeah, health regenerates faster. Health begins regenerating a little sooner after taking damage. Sounds like some nice ones there. Could definitely be one of the better ones to prioritize. Could easily definitely be one of the better ones you can prioritize for ability card upgrades for sure. Stamina one could be kind of nice, I feel. Taking damage adds more to Deadeye, I guess. Depends on your like Deadeye effect, really. Generating Deadeye very slowly over time. Don't you kind of already get that kind of a good amount depending on like headshots and like symbols and stuff though? Seems like seems like maybe one of your worst options, I'm not gonna lie, so far between these two. Right, like whenever you take or deal with damage while mounted, small portion adds to your horse's health and stamina. As long as you keep like pressing the left stick and stuff, you should be pretty plentiful. If you do it conveniently enough, you should be kind of pretty plentiful in your horse stamina. And anyways, stamina at least could maybe kind of nice for health, but it's not necessarily the hugest priority. I'd probably prioritize your player rather than the horse. That's not going to be the most relatively available, and maybe in like certain missions and stuff. Seems the one I use here is sprinting and uses our stamina and deal much more damage depending on the stamina level. Okay, it's been taking less damage depending on the stamina level. I feel I'd rather do more damage depending on stamina level. That combined with the consecutive shopping is basically me trying to get as much damage per second as possible, kind of, for why I have that one, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, less stamina on like sprinting. Me personally, depending on the situation, I feel the character stamina can go down quite a bit, depending on like certain situations and whatnot. So I feel it's always nice to have that more stamina. After I hear headshots, restoring a little Deadeye. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's just a ability card thing, but I kind of think it might be a thing in the actual game as well. Gonna be an okay one for sure. Symbols of Deadeye have their effects improved. Symbols I don't really think are the most necessary thing. Like if you're like very die hard and like player versus player combat, sure, but like in a casual circumstance, are you really gonna be using the most consumables though for that to be worth too much? I could have packed other ability cards, sounds like, since this abilities as well. But still, probably would say that's one of your worst options here. Regain a little health whenever inflicting damage, okay. Better survivability when damaging, okay. Otherwise, though, it regenerates half the rate. I don't really feel that's the most fair trade-off, per se. Or, like, not necessarily fair, but I don't really feel it's, like, the best trade-off, per se. After killing the enemy, you'll regain a little health over the next 3 seconds. Trying to think if it's something on a gray, honestly. I had it at one point, so maybe. I do think it's pretty great. I mean, yeah, like if you're going to be going like one enemy, you're probably likely going multiples. That could definitely be quite nice. It's kind of basically, I feel it's basically a less risky version of strange medicine. I feel it's a lesser like risk version of that, essentially. I feel at least. Hopefully that explains which ability card upgrades on this section as well as good and not so good, at least. And last but not least, for defensive ability stuff here. Less damage each consecutive time shot. It's kind of the opposite of my combat one here, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like an opposite of that in a way. I'd probably rather do an increase in damage for that kind of effect though. For more damage per second when you don't get headshots, if you're trying to exterminate some really annoying enemies as quick as you can. Like in Call to Arms and stuff, I feel like all that kind of damage increase can be quite nice there. I probably wouldn't say that's one of the better ones, per se. While mounted, you take less damage. There's probably certain circumstances, again, certain missions that where you cannot be on a horse, per se. Maybe. You know, like sometimes you have to like pick up like bounty targets and stuff. Don't certainly can't really do that on your horse. There's like a lot of circumstances where you probably won't be on it. Take a little less damage for every nearby alley, up to maximum of 3. So basically, you have to be in a posse for that. That's very situational, I feel. I don't really think it's the most wise thing to make a build off of like a posse per se. My hunger down here is taking much less damage while on cover. I feel. But yeah, typically in games, I think you tend to be more accurate when you're like crouched and like covered and stuff like that. I feel it kind of makes you more accurate with your guns and stuff. So basically, it's for more protection and cover. Cover is obviously very ideal typically, so I would say that's easily one of the best defensive ones there. Alright, fight another day, taking a little less damage from bullets while sprinting. You might be kind of forced a little bit, being like stand still a lot of times, especially if you're in cover. You're not going to really be able to sprint in cover, and cover's very ideal for combat. So I don't feel it's too useful a lot of the times. And like I said, it could happen a lot in some cases, but there's probably a lot of other times where you won't be sprinting though, too. It's easier not to be sprinting than it is to be sprinting each moment, probably. Did I an eagle eye drain a little slower? The eagle eye one can actually be quite nice for like bounty stuff and whatnot. Yeah, Deadeye thing, honestly, very depending on like which one you choose and everything. Very situationally useful, I would say. Whenever reviving someone, you both take a little less damage for the next 8 seconds. Really all depends on like the game modes and stuff you play, I feel. Can't really revive in every game mode and stuff though, so it's like super situationally useful though. I wouldn't really base build off of relying on multiple people though again. Unless you never play by yourself pretty much, I guess. A single purpose here, taking a little less damage from bullets while unarmed or using a melee weapon, what the fuck? I mean, if you're kind of going around with like, maybe if you like metal detector clocked, maybe if you're clocked in with like a metal detector, sure, that could be kind of nice for the clocker roll, but if you would have like a griever or something, but that's super situationally useful. Most times you're going to want to have a gun in your hand that's defendable just in case. So unless you're doing metal detector collecting with like the clocker roll, I don't really think that's going to be the most useful thing. And even then, you wouldn't necessarily be armed when you use a metal detector, I would think. It's not really a melee weapon, so would that even count when you use a metal detector though? And then yeah, your hat will block a headshot and then fall off. While not wearing a hat, you take more damage. That's fucking stupid. You have to make sure you're wearing a hat at all times. I mean, yeah, that definitely sounds pretty nice, but still. And there might have been like a Deadeye ability or something I think I went over earlier that kind of prevents the headshot from being fatal, so stacking with that could be kind of crazy, perhaps, for crazy survivability, but it's only going to be useful for like player versus player, probably not so much player versus enemy, so hopefully that kind of explains which like upgrades I would probably prioritize here with the thing from earlier on the benefits section. But yes, any free roam event for the month for 40% off an ability card upgrade. So hopefully that gives a good idea for like certain ones that should be prioritized with the offer. And then on the right here, there's earning rewards for taking part in other challenges as well here. What the fuck? Isn't that top one literally the exact fucking same as the one on the left? Why the fuck are they repeating? The hell? Yeah, that's literally the same one. What the hell? It's the same page. Like, at least if you're gonna repeat something, let's put in a different like page. Anyways, for a couple different ones, it seems there is winning a match in any featured series for the month will get you the applause emote. But cosmetic emote thing there, not really the biggest deal at all. And then completing any of the new source of employment missions will get you receive a one-horse deal, rich pickings, or outrider. That will get you a blue squat stovepipe top hat, completely cosmetic kind of item thing there. So yeah, I feel none of the ones that are like exclusive to the right side of this page here are really too worth going for, to be honest. All your non-cosmetic ones are pretty much purely on the left. pretty much have all the like cosmetic ones and a repeat like actual good one listed on the right. Trying to remember like what those different ones are. I want to say Outrider is where you like protect the wagon. That's quite an easy one, I feel. I think you get to be in like the passenger seat of like a stagecoach during Outrider or something, which is pretty cool and unique. I mean, Outrider might be one of your easier options between those three like new source employment missions, by the way. If wanting to go for the Blue Squat Stovepipe Top Hat. That's the advice I would give personally, at least. And I'll talk more featured series stuff a bit later on as well here. So I'm not going to want to go over that just yet. So that was basically it for page 1. Like this first second here. Complete Moonshine or trade sale. Can get you new rewards each week. But yeah. Spoiler alert here for those that might not have read on like every little detail of the like Rockstar Newswire or anything. I think this first week is basically your best possible week. Everything else I think is like a cosmetic clothing item or something. So this is the week to do anything, if at all, for this all. But yes, taking part in emerging capitalist. Okay. I don't know why I'm reading the whole thing they're doing. Just complete Moonshiner or Trader Sale. Moonshiner Sale will clearly be your better option this time right now, because it is on the 2 times, whatever. 2 times money XP right now for the Moonshiner Sale, so Moonshiner is clearly going to be the one to prioritize here. But you can also do Trader if that's your thing instead. And yeah, that for particular will be through June 5th. We'll get you 2 rewards for free mash refills, which is for your Moonshiner business. So it will make your Moonshiner business more proficient, essentially. Which is definitely quite nice. Definitely goes very nice if there's money things going on right now. Okay, the other things didn't have things that change weekly as well, right? I don't think so. Before I get back to some more over there. Doesn't sound like it. But yeah, this little part here should update every single week. But because there's not too much that changes each week, I'm only going to be doing the one live stream, of course. So I'll just mention what the rest are. By words and whatnot. But yeah, the rest of them are just clothing items, as I kind of mentioned. June 6th to June 12th, that will be the Kennedy hat. June 13th to June 19th will be the Ortega vest. 13th to 19th, that was. June 20th to 26th is the Carver pants. And then June 27th to July 3rd will be the Prito poncho. It sounds like they're all in select gray colorways for those few clothing item things that get obtained for the rest of the few weeks after this first week. This first week is literally going to be the only one that's actually good for your like businesses and all that in this game, so if you don't really want to buffer with every week, this is the 1 week to do it. All the other weeks don't hold a candle to this one for this little benefit here. And then there is 2 times money in XP for the Ember of the East, which is a blood money opportunity. But yes, Looks like it shows off like the Imberg's mine and stuff, so it actually goes to that and stuff. There's only one blood money contract I'm really not huge on for the ones that use Bene Capitale personally, and I personally would say it's the one in Rhodes. I feel the one in Rhodes definitely tends to be the hardest one. Because there's like enemies in like a building, which kind of pushes you to use a shotgun, which usually isn't a weapon type you usually have to use. So I feel Ember of the East is one of your couple better options for spending Capitale on, so this can definitely be quite nice if you have the Capitale to spend. Depending on difficulty and stuff, you maybe could make like a couple $100 or something. I might have heard before at one time. Blood Money opportunities are like your finale missions for the Blood Money's contents in the game, so currently some of your best Blood Money stuff you could be doing in the game. And yeah, I do feel it's one of the couple better ones for the opportunities, whatever the finale missions were called, yeah. Member V's opportunity. So that's definitely a kind of nice option too, if you have that currency, but because of the currency requirements, it's going to not be as good, similar to your Moonshine story missions, as I mentioned, where I think there's like cooldowns and stuff like that to deal with. So I'd probably just prioritize like Moonshiner sales, maybe like bootleg missions, maybe even. Then that's just for XP to be fair. I don't know, it could actually maybe be a good secondary option if you don't want to bother too much with the Moonshine story missions though. So it might be your good secondary money opportunity if you have the currency at least. And he has those same standard hard reflex difficulties if I did not make that clear earlier or anything. Alright, I think that was it on this certainly. Yes. Looks like I'm gonna look at some discounts and stuff here. Alright. The thing on the right, I believe it's just that same one from earlier, same image, even though the same like details beneath and everything. It's about the gold bars off that Moonshine Shack and the relocating and all that. The match price stuff, yeah. There might be more to mention as well, perhaps. But on the left here for the actual news section. It says stuff about wardrobes. I wouldn't be surprised if all the ones listed on the left are just some cosmetic discounts that don't usually matter. Okay, 40% discount on shirts, skirts, and dresses. There's a couple in clothing categories. All all non-roll outfits look to be available for 25% off as well. Only like outfit not tied to roll will be cheaper. Emotes at 30% off. I seriously cannot believe emotes are a paid thing in this game, whereas GTA Online are pretty much always free for emotes. I don't get the inconsistency with that shit. It was probably just a way to further monetize this game. Could be one of many reasons why this game got the fate it did from Rockstar and stuff. Like, why it didn't do as good as they wanted or whatever. Maybe should have done a bunch of dumb stuff like that. And maybe this game could actually be competing with GTA Online and stuff as well and whatnot, or like going alongside with it more so. Being the same company and shit, it's not competing technically. Let's see later on if there's more discounts that we cover that more near the end, if so. And a month's community alpha year. Looks like the credits for that go to Steve the Greek. Stav, it looks like they're of the Red Dead Fashion subreddit, which they typically pull stuff from. Like 90% of the times, I feel it comes from that. If not, like a YouTuber or something. It's for their character Harrison, Orson, Burrell. For like a Scottish outlaw wanted for crimes in Saint Denis and shit, to Blackwater. Sounds like a pretty cool origin story, to be honest. Okay, did they literally not have the space to list the items on this fucking page here? Seriously? I swear if they wouldn't have the space for that shit. But that'll be up for me, the YouTuber here, to do. Apparently. Or the stream here, at least. Okay. Plaid cap for male or comely flat cap for female will be your different caps, depending on your character's gender. Another gender dependent one here will be the everyday shirt for male or the Anista shirtwaist for female. So that was the shirts for male and female. And then next thing for a vest will be the rich field vest, and that is for either gender. Same with the next couple, which will be the cuff down pants. And then the next scarf. And the last one that depends on gender will be either the mill right boots for male or the stovepipe square toe for female. That's like the 6 different clothing items. Some depend on gender, some not. I don't know if I'm really going to search it as often the catalog. I may a little bit later, but so people can get more of an idea of like the value might save from all that. Yeah, look, that was pretty much it for the benefits section, but there is other stuff to talk about, like feature series, week 1 weekly collection in particular. Alright. So the rest is pretty much up to me to try to find ways to display kind of. Whoa, what the fucking hell. Jesus Christ, crackhead. Fun. Was that on purpose, or did they somehow just accidentally get right next to me and crash there? What the fuck? They didn't try to kill me or anything, they didn't wave with a emote or anything. So I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to figure out where to start here for the rest. I'm gonna check some stuff here with the, like, offers again or whatever. Make sure all of them were on here. And if I didn't say what that 150% off any weapon one was, it was for destroying the 5 Revenant Agent roadblocks that revenue agent blockades. I didn't really explain what that was for those not familiar. I think it's basically just like, I want to say they're like red circles or something that pop up or something. With those like revenue agents from the Moonshine update. It should be pretty clear when you find one what it is and whatnot. Unfortunately, it is a free mode event. It's kind of like a free mode event, like random event kind of thing, so like it's not going to be the most frequently spawning thing per se, so you kind of have to get a little bit lucky with it. I feel like they tend to spawn kind of well though. I feel like compared to some other like random event kind of stuff of like blue, yellow, like blue dots, whatever they do in this game. I feel like they're not like the rarest like random thing that go on at least. But still, might not be the easiest one to go for if your luck's not so great and whatnot with spawning algorithms or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I didn't really explain some of the stats actually. I kind of mentioned the shadow mode one at least a little bit. I kind of forgot to mention the actual task for some of them. And yeah, I'm actually not sure if showdown mode and featured series would kind of count as the same thing. Technically, featured series are like compilation of showdown modes. I would assume featured series could count for that too, technically. So maybe you can get the emote and the 40% off thing at the same time. Yeah, free roam events, those are like those like purple things I believe that pop up. Yeah, it's like the purple kind of things that pop up. There's like certain ones tied to certain roles and stuff as well. Like there's like salvager or something like that, I think, for like collector, for example. There's like manhunt for like bounty hunter, trade route, maybe I believe for a trader. Trying to remember like a Moonshine free mode event, like purple one. I can't really think of one I feel personally right now. But there probably is one for that role too. I feel there tends to be at least one for each role. Some have more. I know naturalist there's like ones where I know there's like a photo challenge one for naturalist. Maybe one where you like pee for like amount of samples or some shit like that as well. I know there's for sure a couple like naturalist ones for like some more like role related ones where you can get like certain like role benefits as well. And what else? And there's all other kinds of like more standard ones for like non-role kind of content. Like there's like fishing challenges, there's like ones involving like bows and stuff like that, I think as well. Basically, if it's purple ones, that's just free roam events, that's what that means, I'm pretty sure. It's not things you actually find in free mode, you have to like accept the invitation, and it kind of goes to a different free mode kind of thing. Free roam kind of thing, I'm pretty certain. But I assume you can kind of stack the showdown mode and then the feature series one for that emo and then the 40% off thing. Oh, and I did actually mention the Telegram one. I did actually mention that pretty much for like my advice there. I think Outrider tends to be one of the better ones if it is free for Outrider in particular. I think that's the one where you're like chilling on like the like wagon. I mean, I think you can like right. I think you can use the horses on the wagon if you want, but you do also have the option to protect with your character, which I do find pretty chill. So I do feel Outrider, I believe was the one, is pretty tends to be pretty damn good. There, give a little bit more clarity on some of that. Because I didn't specify what some of that stuff was per se. People might be a little probably confused on certain wording like free roam event because there's actual things in free roam and then there's notifications to do stuff in free roam kind of as well, like those purple things I can mention, which I think is what that was. I pretty much mentioned all of that, kind of. I just want to clarify some more on some things. There wasn't anything that wasn't on, like, the benefit section that was only on the newswire, for example. Any offer rewards that we delivered within 70 hours, like free real-life days of completion, by the way. So don't panic if it doesn't show up right away or anything. It's not how that works. But yeah, trying to look for anything new to cover still. Again, here, by the way. But it looks like featured series calendar, maybe some discounts that maybe aren't covered, and weekly collections should pretty much do it at this point. So I'll start with some featured series stuff here. How much in the upcoming ones, and then how much in the one currently going on. But yeah, hardcore series here right now. It seems to be what's going on right now. But yeah, it's the ×2 thing. It seems it will be ×2 for the money and like XP. It says rewards, so perhaps it includes gold as well for 2 times. It doesn't sound like gold's excluded either. So it should be 2 times money, XP, and gold. This one here in particular, hardcore series, no ability cards, no consumables, just trigger. Yeah, did you know ability cards? I think no ability cards definitely sucks a lot. No consumables, it all depends on your like playstyle, if it's even good or not. Funnily enough, in some ways it could give you more of a level playing field. So in some ways it could actually become easier, I feel. Again, if you're not one of usually bother with the consumables in the first place. Because let's be honest, you're probably gonna be a huge sweat if you're using all kinds of consumables during these showdown modes. Like, how the fuck do you balance that with like all the like shooting and other kinds of stuff? I feel like it's going on. I don't know. I'm not really one that can multitask on that shit personally. I feel. I've never really tried to per se, but still. Seems just one of a mix of most wanted, public enemy, name your weapon, and then a couple other most wanted, public enemy, name your weapon, and it looks like maybe a couple other options as well that are not specified. On the news wire, it says May 30th to June 5th is called Showdown Series Hardcore, not just like Hardcore Series per se. Oh, and all of these are going to be hardcore, by the way, so if you're not huge on the hardcore rule set, then this entire like featured series calendar will not really be for you then. If you're not big on the no ability cards or the no consumables, because all of them are going to be like that. But yeah, right now it's Showdown Series Hardcore or Hardcore Series, that says here, with those couple of different modes mentioned earlier. June 6th to June 12th will be Elimination Series Hardcore. June 13th to June 19th will be Team Shootout Series Hardcore. June 20th to June 26th, it would be Overrun Series Hardcore. Yes, June 20th, June 26th, it would be Overrun Series Hardcore. And last but not least, June 27th to July 3rd will be Team Gun Rush Series Hardcore. Alright, June 14th, June 19th, and then June 27th to July 3rd are team ones. So I guess if you're not like as big with the hardcore stuff solo, this could be a couple of your better options. June 13th, 19th again was Team Shootout Series Hardcore, and then June 27th to July 3rd again was Team Gun Rush Series Hardcore. A little unfortunate this time is only hardcore stuff for those that might not be big on that kind of stuff. And anything tied to winning the match in any feature series for hardcore stuff there, and that was just policy moves. Like, there's nothing too huge with that, unless maybe that could count for the showdown mode requirement for the 40% off established or distinguished Moonshine roll item, which that would be a pretty good one to go for. So it could maybe worth, could maybe not be worth going for that, at least for 1 week. And yes, that's for adding some possible discounts. Maybe I'll show the clothing items on the catalog, I don't know. Alright, looks like there's free discounts that were not mentioned anywhere on the benefits section. Yeah, I think free discounts not mentioned anywhere on the benefits section. A type of weapon essentially, and then like 2 horse types I believe as well. One that was kind of already covered to be fair, but still, I'll be doing that all in a bit here. Sure, since I own the catalog for some other things, I guess I'll show the clothing stuff here. Again, any non-roll outfit is on some kind of discounts I showed earlier on the benefits section. That's a set of discounts. Shirts should be 30% off in general here. So honestly, in some cases it might be hard to show some clothing stuff since there is some huge clothing stuff right now on discount. So now I'm not going to show the particular stuff on their prices, I just want to focus on the discount stuff. Okay, it looks like there's a plague hat there or something. Whatever, fuel vest next to be one of those, okay. Again, I kind of mentioned them in particular more so earlier on, but yeah. Void cap for mail, whatever. Cufftown pants. Okay, no coat thing at all, I believe it was. similar bit one there for male. Yeah, there's a shirt one in there, but there's all kinds of shirt discounts. I'm not gonna re-mention that one though. Yeah, next scarf there was like pretty much that last outfit one. The only one I didn't show in the catalog was probably the shirt one, just because there's lots of shirts on discount. Yes, at 30% off, whatever from earlier, shown on the benefit section. Oh, okay, that's why I was only seeing one section for clothing discounts, because the other ones are female ones, that's right. But yeah. But yes, shirts was definitely mentioned in the benefit section. Pretty sure skirts and dresses was mentioned too, but because my character's male, I will not be able to see any of those. So it looks like females this time around for female characters actually gets them to more discounts. Males don't get like the outfit, like non-roll outfit and the shirts. Females get the outfits, perhaps as well for like non-roll outfits, and then they get their skirts and dresses, whatever the fuck as well. Oh, and the shirts and stuff are 40. On the shirts and stuff are like 40% off, by the way, because I think I can't mention 30. But yeah, it should have been the percentage should have been shown on the what's the new section, benefit section, whatever. Anyways, non-roll outfits on the other hand, that one's 25 for a little reminder. Sorry if I'm slow right now. I'm gonna get a shitty throat right now, but. Pretty sure the emote theme was already mentioned on the What's New section. Definitely. Alright, yeah, the emote theme was mentioned there because it's pretty much all the dumb cosmetic ones they put on there for some reason. Yes, I mentioned earlier a category of weapon will be on discount for one that was not mentioned at all in the benefits section, and that will be shotguns. So all of your shotguns will be 30% off. Seems to start with the rare shotgun there. Pretty unique weapon variant from the story mode that's in the online, which is pretty cool. Kind of, it's basically just a double barrel shotgun reskin, whatever. With no stat differences, as far as I know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's a bit of stat difference, I don't know. Not necessarily one of your better ones, aside for like the fanciness of it, perhaps, no. Sonic Shotgun is, again, the only one you can dual wield with someone with higher recommendations. And yeah, aside for that, maybe like the repeating shotgun. Being the last one on the list, being the last one on the list there, I think kind of means it's like the one you unlock at the end for your rank requirement. It's kind of last one tied to rank for shotguns, as far as I understand. And yeah, it's next to semi-auto for repeating. Repeating definitely gives like automatic kind of vibes or some shit. Sounds like it would be a very good option there compared to some of your other shotguns. The repeating probably for a long arm, I would say. Sell off for the ones that can be dual wielded. Catalog horse type, it seems to be on a discount. Looks like there's some of them right there. The way it's mentioned on the Rockstar Newswire is it says work horses are 30% off. So work horses seem to include Dutch Warmblood, Appaloosa, and American Paint, at least. Maybe that's it. Huh. So workhorse types seem to just include those three. I'm not really honestly too sure what work type prioritizes them per se, but they're probably pretty outclassed compared to the newer horse options anyways. Yeah, same they're outclassed compared to some other stuff. Okay. So there's one that's golden bars that's a bit better stat-wise. But yeah, right away, I said the Norfolk Roadsters are basically your best options for speed and acceleration, the more like hidden stats of the game, so none of these three are going to really necessarily be as good as that for your speed and acceleration, so I'll be mainly talking about like the cores in this case. But yeah, level 0 and level 1 bounding are the same if it's not clear, basically, and then every other level from there increases it by 1, essentially. So, looks like the Steel Brown and the Sooty Buckskin, the ones that'll be in cash. Level 0-1, you get 4 on the health, 5 on the, like, stamina. So it should max out at 5. Not 5. Not 5, my throat's just being shit, damn it. But yeah. 5, 6, 7 is what I was kind of saying, but yeah. These two, the whole thing there would max out at 7. And that means the stamina, like, maxes out at 8. And the one for gold bars here. Basically, you get 8 on your health, and then it looks like you get 9 on your stamina. So you're not getting a full... So you're not getting full amounts anywhere on any of these for your more visible stats. And nothing really apparently compares to speed and acceleration when it comes to Norfolk Roadsters. Norfolk Roadsters apparently outcost everything else, from what I've heard. For speed acceleration. Besides those ones for Dr. Warmblood, I wouldn't really recommend this too much. Alright, a couple gold options again, it looks like, and then you get some cash ones too. Seems both cash ones are the same, basically. I'm thinking it looks like 3 and then 4 for the health and then stamina. So it looks like a 6 for the health for the ones in cash have to be 6 health, 7 for stamina. So I would not really recommend those too much. 5 and 6, I think it looks like. Okay, yeah. Gold ones share the same here again. So it looks like 8 on the health and then 9 on the stamina. Similar to those gold ones from Dutch Warmblood. So not necessarily some of your better options either. I feel. And then the American Pains look to be the last of the workhorse ones. Okay, for cash ones, looks like both of those will be the same. To me, it's looking like 6 on. To me, it's looking like 6 on health, 7 stamina. Yes, definitely 6, and then 7 for sure. And for the gold one in this case, since there's different costs, there's different stats for the gold ones this time around. For the ones that cost gold bars. Looks like the health is just as trashed on the 4 gold one here right now. So that will be 6 on health, and then stamina is an upgrade at least. Well, then max out at like 8 there. And this one you're getting 5 and 5 at the start, so like 8 for both of those. So it looks like your American Pains are not going to necessarily be anywhere near as good of a deal as your other ones, I feel. If you for some reason decide to get any of them on discount, it looks like some of these Dutch Warm Blood and Absoluta ones will be better. If you're taking one from like the catalog on discount for any reason. But there's better horse discounts anyways here. And yes. Yes, and novice Norfolk roadsters you can get on discount as well. I was talking established and distinguished ones earlier because of the offer for 40% off whatever the established and distinguished section. But it turns out the actual Norfolk roadsters themselves are on a discount. And that is for 30% off. And yes, just like how the newer Mustangs tend to have like the best like horse health, horse stamina, like core like visible stats. Norfolk Roadsters, as I mentioned, is the complete opposite, where they have the speed and acceleration as best as it can be of any horse type in the game, apparently. But yeah. Speed and acceleration, I feel, are more like. I got damage through. But yes. Speed and acceleration are definitely more of your racing stats, I would say, more than your, like. Yeah, the core stats, like the health and stamina, and that's more for, like, general horse usage and, like, free mood, I would say. Speed and acceleration is definitely more race-related and whatnot. So he's basically having the best speed acceleration stats of the game. Gives it some very nice usage. High recommendation on Norfolk Roadster even compared to the rest of the roll horses in the game, as I've kind of been saying a couple of times on the stream. And aside for that, all I want to say is just weekly collection at this point. For week 1 weekly collection, I honestly do not know if there's a way to check future weekly collections for an event month. I don't know about anything like that. So I just pretty much typically cover the first weekly collection each time. It gives a taste for the rest of the month, like what to look out for. Anyways, it's kind of fun doing it like that.
Howdy there. Welcome.
Alright. Week 1, weekly collection for the current event one basically looks to be the Brave Weight Bell collection. And yeah, I know it's grayed out and stuff, but I think there's times where it can glitch and whatnot. So I never truly know unless checking everything.
I see it every day.
And there was truly no overstuff that time, but yeah, I've had times where it looks like it's gray, but there is something that can't be obtained. Just collector's bag here. Okay, I got one of them already, apparently. But yeah, as of when I'm doing this stream, there is 1 day, 16 hours, and 17 minutes left on this. And yes, I am a bit later than usual on this because of the information drop on the San Andreas Mercenaries DLC. I had to do that video for like Friday to Saturday kind of. So I'm doing this stream for Sunday here. As long as my stream doesn't malfunction again like my last one fucking did. We're doing like fucking publish to YouTube or whatever the fuck at all. Even though like the stream was actually a thing. This one better not suffer that as well. But I checked my like YouTube studio like on like the web like desktop version. I requested the desktop page or whatever the fuck for my Safari on my phone and shit. And it seemed it was kind of live on there, so I'm gonna trust it's truly going here. But yes, weekly collection this time around. Looks like a couple lost jewelry things and then heirloom, family heirloom, yeah. And yeah, I was thinking that before we're going to it. It's not actually in it with that or anything there. So, it looks like the boxwood comb. I assume this will probably be the easier one to find of the three. And then lost jewelry is partially randomized. Lost jewelries as a whole are partially randomized. Now, combs, I think there might be some that could kind of be underground, maybe, but as far as I know, you typically find a lot of the comb type of family heirloom stuff above ground. So you might have a guaranteed location for this one every single day, and this one could have a guaranteed location every single day. There might not be any randomness to this location and whatnot at all. That cannot be tracked by like a collector's map on like your preferred search engine, such as like Google and any other like search engine on the internet. That can look stuff up for you and whatnot. The one that I use personally, I believe, is called a Gene Ropk collector map or something. Gene Ropk, I think it's called, yes. I don't really use it much, but when I do use it, I think that's what it's called. I'm not exactly able to explain the most, like how it's spelled. I don't really feel like spelling it out on stream. Hopefully just the way I said it is enough. Yeah, that should be this one. I imagine it's an above ground collectible, usually at least. And yeah, lost jewelry is kind of where it's a bit more tricky. There's no fully randomized collectible, it seems, thankfully, in this set, so it could be kind of a pretty doable set to do. But I believe what partially randomized would probably be is there's certain ones on certain days that are above ground, certain ones on other days and stuff are more like underground. But yeah, being partially randomized, these could either be above ground or underground on any given day, something like that. At least that's what I think it is. I heard there's like no randomization, collectibles partially randomized, and like fully randomized. I don't know every little nitty gritty detail, but thinking logically, partially randomized, there should be some like circumstances where it's more of a guarantee. Similar to your above ground stuff like American wildflowers and like bird eggs and stuff, where those are much more guaranteed finds. Stuff like tarot cards as well. So it could be a somewhat semi-easy set to fulfill, depending on stuff like that, but the fact there can be randomness at all means that it's not one of your easier collector sets to fulfill, though, I would say. So if you get it, absolutely go for it, because I believe these wicked collections, you can get like 1,000, like 500 XP, which is quite nice for just 3 items. But it's mainly useful for XP. If you go to cash values, don't really tend to be the greatest on it now. Unless, of course, it's all above ground stuff, which you can easily find like every single day. And for the weekly collections thing. So yeah, not anywhere near the greatest, but not anywhere near the most horrible like collector sets. Finding everything ever. It's at least somewhat doable. I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna say in that regard. Wow. Okay, I don't know if they waited that many before, but I was on my thing there. Then we fall on defense, that will give you some penalty and shit with the pressing charges and shit that you can do in this game. Okay, I am fucking bothering was full here. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention here. I think I was thinking there was something maybe. I think I mentioned everything on the newswire, but I might have wanted to clarify something. I don't remember. I don't know, I did kinda actually on the Moonshine Shacks. I wanted to see if I could maybe get to the relocating thing. I don't know. I clearly already mentioned that my location, the one by like Emerald Station, is best just because there's a cell mission that's literally just at Emerald Station. I think it's like a new Austin location that's a pretty good one as well, kind of, just because it's in a flat area. It might not be as difficult to deliver your like stuff about like damages and stuff, whatever the fuck. But honestly, I really only recommend that one location for the easy like Emerald Station cell mission, anyways. I think I am truly done here on this live stream here. Yes. That's probably going to be it for this Reddit Online Event 1 stream here. Next one will be for GTA Online Event 1 stream. Or a week stream in that case, since GTA Online actually gets new content, whereas it cold shit on this game. GTA Online's even yet again getting another DLC, and this game's getting jack squat. I know I shouldn't be surprised, I'm not. Honestly, I'm just clarifying. Nothing's happening with this game while GTA Online gets hella shit though. I know they've hella confirmed that like a while back. Might have been almost like a year ago at this point that they've actually confirmed that at this point. Might have been like 11 months since they confirmed they're not going to be doing much for this game anymore. Very unfortunate. I wish both games would get nice attention, especially this, because it's never really got anywhere near the attention GTA Online ever got. And it's 10 years. Okay, that's finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.